folks. We are on the west coast of Tasmania, and this bit of track right here probably doesn't need any introduction. If you look down there, and all the way back down there, as far as the eye can see, is water. This is the
Balfour track.
The Balfour track on the west coast of Tassie. Now, we're tackling quite a few iconics on this, as well as a couple of total unknown tracks that I doubt many people have even heard of. This one here, though, everybody knows about. And right now, if we go any deeper, I'm going to know about it as well. So I reckon you're going to go first.
I'll go first and see what happens. It gets really deep down here, eh? Yeah, really deep.
All right, well, let's get back. Let's get the recovery gear going. Balfour, who needs enemies with friends like these? Grab yourself something cold, like I always say, and tune in. Forward drive action. Get off me, Stu.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
For this adventure, we're covering a wide area, and we're going to be dropping in on some hotspots that we've come to know about over the years. We're going to be starting in the Adamsfield Conservation Area. We're taking on the Sawback track. Then we'll be heading north to visit the Mount Huxley area and taking on tracks around Queenstown. Now, finally, we'll be finishing up by pushing even further north to the Balfour track and ending up at Sandy Cape. We've managed to get the key and special access to the Sawback track by contacting the local parks guys at the Mount Field National Parks Visitor Centre. When I say we, I actually mean myself and Shauno. We've got Stu from Wholesale, and of course, Barney from Legendex. Righto, the gate's been opened, and it's time to start this adventure.
This is it, boys, the Sawback range track. How good's this?
The Sawback track runs right up into the Adamsfield Conservation Area. The track itself was put in during the mining days, and so it's got a historical significance. These days, it's a medium-rated track, but has some quite challenging little sections, so it's best not to come up here unprepared.
To the tracks!
Oh, looks like it's pretty clayey up here. It's that really sort of Tasmanian clay that, you know, traction's almost impossible to find. Doesn't look too bad.
The clay on this track is super slippery.
I'm gonna have to give this a squirt. Oh, sugar.
And it's difficult to get traction on even the slightest of inclines.
That's that ominous sound of all revs.
Oh, I just made that, boys. Yeah, I thought I was going nowhere and just kept spinning those tyres and it found some grip.
Don't get too far ahead of me, Barney. I might need you to come back and get me.
I'll just do it twice then, mate.
Righto, Barney's going to go into this with his usual approach, and that is big right boot.
There is no traction left for you, mate. I've taken that all away.
Whilst I could just sit on this and give it stick the whole way up, I don't want to cut up the tracks. I know that's totally irresponsible, and I'm not going to do that. So whilst I'm also not going to back off on these tracks, there is a point at which I'm just going to call it way before I normally would. And if I have to, I'll just winch. The real problem I'm going to get here is that I'm the third truck through, and of course, Shauno's taken the top off, and then Barney's really reduced that to nothing more than a slick surface. I can see where the no traction part is. I haven't got a hope in heck of getting up that, not even slightly.
Give it some berries, that's it.
No, it's not. Come back. That's not even going to go close to going up there. I'm choosing to pause now so that I don't cut this track up. That's something I really don't want to do.
Love mud.
We're responsible for keeping these tracks open. Getting on them and cutting them up, just going to keep them closed. So I'm going to stop here and opt for the winch.
How good was that? He just needed that little tiny winch to get over. It's quite rutted there, and what happens usually is when you get those ruts, the wheels are under full articulation, you don't get enough rubber in contact with the ground, you get not enough traction. He just needed a winch, probably about a metre, and he was back into it. Now it's Stu's turn. This is going to be exciting.
Well, if I thought I had problems with the old third car rule, Stu's really going to have his work cut out for him here being the fourth four-wheel drive through.
How can you burn rubber? You must have got rid of the mud.
One of the beauties of this track is that we've got so many trees to choose from for anchor points for the winches. The real key, of course, though, is making sure we get our line of pull from the front of the four-wheel drive directly where we need it. There's a bank on either side here, To pull sideways, we run the risk of doing damage to panels or busting a tyre off a bead. So we want to try and get that pull as straight as possible.
I believe I may be up.
Fellas, we've got a bit of a bog hole in front of us. I'm just going to ease into it because I don't know what's in there. I can guarantee there's going to be a fair bit of mud in there.
He's not lying, that is one deep bog hole.
Did you say ease yourself in?
As soon as I felt that slop, I gave it the everything.
Fortunately, he's found some traction and can reverse out again.
Yeah, I'm just going to have one more go at it, eh?
This time with just a bit more momentum, Sean's managed to push on through to the other side.
I really needed to cut a track into that mud, if you know what I mean. So as I sort of went and progressed forward, I sort of made a little bit of traction. I could go back, cut a bit further forward. It's sort of like driving in snow, but nothing like snow, real thick mud. Tasmania style.
Righto, Barney's up and I reckon he's going to follow Sean's lead here.
Yeah, mate, plenty of traction once you went through for me, so it'll be pretty easy, guys.
Now that we know how it's done, we all follow suit and make it through this deep bog hole.
Go on! Yeah, baby!
On to the next challenge.
Barney, I might need to get you to spot me through this one, mate.
Have a look around. This is seriously some ancient forest right here, and it's not surprising that some of these trees have come down.
Forward a bit, stay far.
This is a real squeeze here, but if Sean can make it, then we know that we all can because we're lower than him.
There you go, there's a little bit of spotting. Thanks, mate.
All good.
There's so much mud on this track, it's just wet and muddy.
Basically, what we've got here is nothing more than a small rock step. However, in Tasmania, that means it's going to be covered in mud, it's going to be slippery, it's going to be gnarly.
Oh, I had to get into that one.
Now, when Shauno has to give it a bit, I can't see anything at the back end of Barney. You know, we've all got to give it a heck of a lot. Ah, yes, I see what's happening here. That was one violent little obstacle.
Good drive, mate.
Every single four-wheel driver's had the front end shoved around to the right-hand side. Good fun, good honest fun.
How good is this track? If this is the first, maybe eighth of the track, we're in for a bit of a show, I reckon.
Yeah, mate, I reckon it'd have you thinking, you two boys would be thinking about that $1,000 track, which was almost a year ago.
Yeah, it's got a lot in common with that one. It's a lot of mud, a lot of real tight tracks.
As long as we don't have that stinking great big tree in the middle of it, it'll be a lot better running, I think.
I reckon, I just don't know what to expect. I haven't even read much about this track before, so it's one of those sort of suck it and see sort of trips.
Yeah, it's a big unknown. I just hope we can find a halfway decent campsite tonight.
Well, the way we've been going, I reckon today, we could be camping on the track. Well, I hope they call this the six-pack track, and I say that because instead of $1,000 worth of damages, I hope we sort of find a six-pack when we get to camp.
Finally, we've managed to punch through all the tight and twisty stuff, and we've actually punched out into something of a vista, and what an amazing view it is. As we were driving down here to do this track, came through the Great Lakes District, or the Upper Highlands, I think it's called, of Tasmania, right in the guts there, quite high up, and it was snowing. Literally, it was snowing as we drove through. Really, really impressive. I love snow, as you all know. This whole area through here, however, has had snow in the last 24 hours. Now, we're at quite a high altitude at the moment. When you're this due south as we are, I mean, the next thing south of us is Antarctica. So, anything could happen up here. Now, currently outside it's 9 degrees, which is not that cold. Look at those views. Will you look at those views? Whoops, look at the track too, Graham. 9 degrees in this part of the world, and they are suggesting there could be snow tonight. That'd be cool. That, pardon the pun, that would be very, very cool. I'd be stoked if it snowed tonight. I really would. If you haven't got Tasmania on your list of places to go in a four-wheel drive in Australia, you need your head ready. You honestly do. This place is amazing. Before long though, we're back into the thick of it.
Have a look at this. All right, this looks like a bog hole of serious consequence. Looks pretty deep, but to be sure, I want to get a stick and just really test the depth. Just grab a stick, and you never know with this sort of thing. Yeah, you could be up to the sort of hub height, or it could be a lot deeper. Yeah, so far, it's not too bad. It's just really soft bottom. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, look at that. I think we'll be taking the right line.
What a difference knowing your line makes. That left-hand line would literally swallow the 80 on 35s. So the right-hand line is the only way to go. That's why we get out and test these things.
Plenty of traction on that right side. Heaps of big rocks.
You know, had we just gone gung-ho into this, we could have been stuck for quite some time. As it happens, this right line is definitely the correct option right here.
I can just see the camera car has gone down in that really thick black mud. Ugh. Hey, Barney, you got a copy, mate? Mate, I've just noticed the camera car's down to its axles, sort of behind you in that mud on the side track there. Do you reckon you could go back and give them maybe a snatch or something and get them out?
Yeah, mate, that'd be too easy for me to do.
Come on, come on. There we go.
Thanks, buddy.
That was awesome, dude.
Thanks, mate.
This Hilux, I tell you, it's got some power. Why don't we get on the track? And there's going to be a few more of these bog holes to try it out on. It's like a pretty big rut up ahead. It sort of goes off cambered up to the left. Oh yeah, and there's a bog hole just before it. So this is going to be a little bit wild. So that's a lot of mud just before you even get to it.
I gauge an obstacle by how tightly shut Shauno keeps his mouth. If it's wide open, pretty easy. If it's clamped shut, it's going to be a doozy. His mouth's clamped shut. This is going to be a doozy.
To have another bite of this. And just a little bit more mumbo. I don't want to go too hard because I do risk breaking something. The tyre in the air and then coming down, that shock load is usually what breaks CVs. So just want to take it easy, but not so easy. About, 7 out of 10 easy.
That's a solid drive, Shauno. It's never easy being out the front and having to tackle the obstacles first.
Just that little bit of punch to get him up.
Crikey. You serious?
Barney's up, and we all know Barney's method. Right foot, don't back off. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So, girl, I love you.
This looks pretty gnarly. Might have to go full para on this.
Oh, Stu, I thought you had it there, mate. Give it another go.
I thought when that came down, it would have got traction.
I'll bring my car back.
Just missed out. So close, mate.
On every obstacle, there comes a point where if you're not going to drive it, it's time to back off, winch back up it. Avoid breakages, continue the adventure. That's exactly what we're going to do here.
Up we gone.
This is a really straightforward winch recovery. Nothing to it. Just got to pop him up over that lip. You'll be out of here in seconds.
No, hold there, mate. You just pulling me into the hole.
A situation where the patrol weighs a lot more than the D-Max. In simple physics, of course, it's got to start pulling the D-Max backwards. So we use Graham's winch on the back of Barney's. So we've got a Hilux, a Zuzu, and that should pull out the GU.
Nice.
Tasmania, this place is absolutely off tap. If you haven't got it on your list, put it on your list. Tassie, turning it on. Now, the day's getting on a bit, so we've made the call to head to a camp. I've got one plotted in the VMS and it's not that far from where we are right now. Mate, I think there's a camp down here on the right-hand side and fires are allowed, despite being a World Heritage area. So I reckon we get some wood, head into camp, crack a brew, cook some dinner. First though, we've got one last little challenge.
It's a bit deep, that water as well, so take it easy.
Yeah, mate, that was a bit of a challenge in a few spots, that track, eh? It was good.
Yeah, heap of fun. So good.
I'm going into the waters to see what I... Oh. Yeah. We've made it to camp and it looks like a few people have called this place home in the past. Time to get settled in for the night. We're in a bit of a valley down here and I don't really expect it to get that cold tonight, but this is Tasmania. It could either be quite warm or it could snow, so we'll be prepared for everything. For now though, fire's going. It's time for a hot feed and a few cold beers before getting some rest for another big day on the tracks. Cheers, mate.
Yeah! Woo!
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
It's day 2. We're up and away early so that we can get to Queenstown and then to Mount Huxley and get stuck into some more 4-wheel driving.
Boys, that was a great little camp, and watercrossing it kicked the day off, I think.
Yeah, mate, give those undercarriages a bit of a clean up, eh?
Yeah, certainly do that, mate. It's, you sort of drive down the river a little bit on this one.
Ah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
You're almost floating there, Graham.
As a 4-wheel drive, she's a good boat.
Yeah, sort of drive down the river and then it sort of pops out in the right here. When you start the day off like that, you know you're in for a pretty good one.
It's not too far into the morning and we managed to get out of the Adamsfield region and blast our way to the mining community that is Queenstown.
Shauno, copy up front?
Yeah, I got you, mate.
Yeah, mate, looking at the VMS, we are well and truly heading towards Mount Huxley, mate.
Oh, you beauty, mate. Love this part of the world. Not mistaken, there's some good views from up the top there.
Yeah, you get right to the top, and if memory serves me correct, there's been a lot of water and beer under the bridge, but I think there's a view back looking over the top of Queenstown.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a big lake too, mate. Yeah, I can't wait to get up there.
Lead on, mate, lead on.
Now look, Queenstown is what they call the gateway to the west coast. It's got a rich and rugged mining history. It's also close to the edge of Tasmania's World Heritage Wilderness Area, and of course it's full of spectacular views. Right now, we're making our way over to Mount Huxley, but to get there, we're going to have to do some climbing of some steep and scrabbly sections of track.
That looks a bit steep from down here, Shauno.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same, mate. It's straight up from here. Barney, you might even want to just hang behind me a little bit, mate, because it does look quite steep.
This climb, well, it's got plenty of traction, fortunately. So really, it's just a case of selecting the right gear and the right momentum, and then just pointing the 4-wheel drive toward the sky.
Yeah, you want to look where you put your tyres, and this is a few like washed out ruts and a lot of that shaly sort of stuff.
This track just seems to want to keep going with very few flat sections in between.
This is actually really steep. It's got a lot of like shaly sort of rocks as well, which does make traction a little bit hard. Just got it in second gear, low range, and just sort of idling up. Look at that.
That's okay though, because it's just great fun to drive, and of course the payoff is going to be worth it at the top.
We're literally on top of Tasmania right now.
Whoa, yeah, it's a bit of a difficult step there, Graham. Watch where you're going, buddy, it's all.
Oi, 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 up you get, go on, up you get.
In the steep stuff like this, I really like to leave a solid gap between each vehicle. The main reason for this is safety. If something happens to the vehicle in front, it's got time to reverse and have another crack, whilst you can still maintain momentum behind.
Plenty of rocks about.
And a second reason, of course, is rocks. If you're too close, I've actually had them hit the windscreen before, so leave a bit of a gap.
Let the dog out, let the dog out.
Woof. I can't believe I just did that. Did I just bark?
Oh, another steep one, boys. I want to get into this. Lots of big shaly rocks too. Yeah, it sort of turns a tight corner too.
Look at that. Oh yeah, that just goes straight up.
Come on up, boys.
Yeah, mate, heading up now. See what sort of traction you've left me, eh? Oh! Yeah, that's been tricky, that one, boys. Up you come.
The D-Max with its low, long wheelbase just loves this kind of stuff. It never feels sketchy, always in command, and it just crawls its way over just about anything you put in its path.
Oh, goodness gracious. What is that? And up, left and up. Oh, yes. Yeah, it was a bit too soft.
Stu's backyard, of course, is the Victorian high country, so this sort of stuff he doesn't even blink at. He's used to super steep, super scrabbly, and of course he's well set up for it. And here we are. We are truly blessed as Australians to have such diverse and breathtaking landscapes.
How good's this?
We're going to jump out of the four-wheel drives and get a closer look at this magic spot. Despite the freezing cold winds, this cloud cover rushing across the top of the mountain really does put you at one, close to, into, immersed with nature. And that is what I love about getting into these wild and remote places.
I was speaking to a local in Queenstown just the other day on our way through, and he said, look guys, you can't go through Queenstown without trying this little tiny track that we've got. It's just out of town, a little loop track, and he said it's got a little bit of everything. A lot of mud, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun. So something tells me it's going to be a lot of fun.
Even the beginning right here looks like it's going to be fun.
Oh, come on! Oh! That is really, really interesting. Good luck.
Now, the locals say that the track we're heading into has apparently got a number of solid four-wheel driving challenges, and that is exactly what we're after.
Woohoo!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
By the skin of my teeth.
Ooh, this stuff doesn't look like there's much traction. It looks real sloppy, boys. Let me give it a go. Windows up, flicking mud already.
This is typical open Tassie terrain. We've got really boggy soil underneath and lots of low-lying scrub around us with nothing, I mean nothing to winch off.
Oh, there goes the sunnies off the dash.
You can see Shauno's really using a mix of momentum and wheel spin to try and clean those lugs out and get as much traction as he possibly can. Seems to be working too. When I last looked up, didn't think he was going to make it, but there he goes. That's a good drive, mate.
I didn't think I was going to make it at one stage. Gets a little bit loose for traction up the top, boys.
Go, bunny, go, bunny. Go, bunny, go, bunny.
Go, buddy, go!
He's not much of a singer,
Go, buddy, go, go, go!
but he does know how to use his right boot, and that's going to be the technique right here. The crux of this entire climb is right at the very top.
Oh, come on!
And to look at it, it would seem like you should just be able to drive directly over it. That's Tassie mud, and that is zero traction. Have another crack at it, big fella. Look at the mud built up on those tyres. You can't even see the tread pattern underneath, and that is where we're losing momentum. It's mud on mud. It's just too muddy. Tassie, you're a heck of a place.
I'm going to stop here for a bit. I'm done. Oh, I think it's time we winch. Love it.
With nothing to winch off out here, it's a good job that Shauno actually made it to the top because, of course, his vehicle is going to be the anchor point.
Yep.
Realistically, we only need to get Barney a four-wheel drive length and he'll be up over that lip and on our way. It's amazing to think that just a section of mud, the length of a four-wheel drive, can stop you in your tracks.
I'm out.
All right, I've seen Barney, I've seen Sean.
Yes.
The only way forward is with momentum. I'm not going to hold back here.
We are making progress. It's a good thing.
Same spot as Barney hung up. Ain't going to go any further. Out with the winch.
I should close my window when I do this.
That'll do.
I'm a winching machine, driving mad and mud and clean. Oh, he's gone berserker.
He's gone berserker again. I'm going away over here for a bit. That's up.
Oh, there's no traction here. I wasn't going to attempt that again. One shot, get out of here. Otherwise I'm just cutting up the track for everyone else, and that's not fair. Yeah!
Oh, you're digging a hole! Go back, mate! This driver's not for everyone, apparently. Just go up, there's a little tiny mountain.
It's a little tiny mountain.
Go, go, go.
Yes!
Well, this is gnarly. It's a very big hill.
Something tells me Stu's going to drive this. Let's have a look.
Get up.
Into it, dog!
Got this.
Go, Stu dog! Come on,
Yeah!
Yeah!
He's done it. Good drive, Stu. Good drive.
Woo!
Yeah!
Who's a daddy? Who's a daddy?
Good job, mate.
Fish pump, fish pump.
What did you have for breakfast? I want some.
Who'd you mind?
Bloody nails on toast, probably.
Vegemite.
This bloke gave it everything. Oh, it's pretty boggy, this sort of stuff. You just never know in Tasmania where the traction's just going to stop. Whoa! How good's this? Oh, it doesn't look good here.
Oh, boggy as hell.
This track really is turning out to be a lot of fun. It pays to chat to the locals in any area that you visit.
Whoa! There's a drop off there. That's it, that's it. Nope. Oh! He's going berserker.
For a moment it looked like Barney had this section in the bag, but suddenly there's smoke coming from his wheel.
Can you smell that? I smell it.
I can see burning rubber. There was a weird noise though. Is that everything all right? Oh,
Straighten the wheel up and have a look.
straighten the wheel. It might just be a tiny linkage is bent a bit, but we'll get up to the high ground and see what happens.
I don't know what I'm breaking, but I have a bad feeling.
We'll get Barney through this nasty section and then check it out.
Yep, keep moving a little bit, keep moving a little bit. Yep. Alright, that's it, mate. I'm out.
What are you thinking? I think that linkage is definitely bent.
Oh, dude, I'm in all sorts of strife here.
And there was a couple of grinding noises that sort of the metallic on metallic noise. I think what's happened is he's come through at a lot of noise and
A lot of trouble.
he hasn't quite made it.
See everything.
There's a picture of Barney's car.
He's gone full berserker. Look, that's a technical name for it, unfortunately. And what full berserker, what happens when you go full berserker is sometimes metallic objects aren't as strong as you think they might be, because full berserker overpowers metallic
Everything.
objects and CVs.
It's like the four-wheel drive kryptonite. Berserker, just everything goes. In fact, I felt a little bit seasick when I was walking up here, just because of the berserker waves. that were
No,
crashing
it happens. Look, we don't know for sure. It's a slight bend, but the steering's not out that much. I think your wheel might be a fraction out. Your steering wheel might be a tiny bit off centre. I think you're in two-wheel drive for the rest of the trip. I'm not gonna. That's worst case scenario.
Easy, let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, it's Tassie through and through. Cold, wet mud and scenery as stunning as you'll see anywhere in Australia.
Okay, let's see if I can do any better than Barney.
Oh yes. Oh, that feels good. Yes, it does. All right, up the hill.
That's it. Into it.
Yeah, not a bad effort. Yeah, I'll give it one more go.
Oh, that was so close. I'm just not accepting no on this one. I'm going to give it another shot.
Said he's giving it hell. That's it. Don't back off now. Got it. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Keep into it.
No!
Oh, that was a good go. That was a good go. And she just went sideways. Too much power in the rear.
Once again, using the 80 as an anchor point, I'm just going to winch myself out of here. Now, I didn't let myself get bogged here. I didn't go down to the chassis or anything crazy like that. So I'm going to let the winch do all the work here and just slowly claw my way out. Righto, Stew Dog. You've seen how it's done, mate. Right boot, don't back off. See you at the top.
Go on.
That's it. Keep going hard. You're going to it. Hit it hard, go on.
It's going harder.
Go. Oh,
Stew boy!
That's a lot of mud. That's a lot of mud.
That was good.
Once again, another good drive from the dog. Well done, buddy, well done. Mate, for a no-name track that a local told us about, that's an absolute cracker.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Had a ball in here. I love that when you don't know what to expect out of a track, and it certainly turned it on for us.
To say we're happy that we found out about this track is an absolute understatement.
I reckon from now, though, we jump back on a little track and get, I don't know, maybe north up to Sandy Cape. You boys haven't seen that one yet.
I've gotten close before, mate, but I've never actually been out there. So this whole Tasmania trip for me has been a bit of a voyage of discovery. It's good.
You'll love Sandy Cape, mate, and the good thing about this west coast is it's not too far, really. You can be in Queenstown 1 minute, down the bottom of Tassie, and then up in Sandy Cape all in a couple of days. So, yeah, we'll head up there now.
Having completed our visit to the Queenstown region, we bolted towards the Arthur Pyman and crossed the river on the barge. Now, for when you make your own trip down here, know this. The barge operates from 9 AM till 7 PM in the summer and until 5 PM in winter, and it costs a few bucks per vehicle. The trip only takes about 5 minutes, so before you know it, you've got access to the north and, more importantly, four-wheel drive areas such as the Balfour and Sandy Cape. We've travelled a fair old distance to get north, and so now it's time to find a camp.
Good looking little campsite here, nice flat sort of grassy area. I reckon I'll pull in.
Copy that, mate. Does me. You cooking tonight?
Yeah, mate, I've got something pretty special lined up. You'll just have to wait and see what it is. When I say stuff like that, it usually means I've got to think, what should I cook? It gives me some time.
I like that. I like that. That's very chef-like. This is one of the nicest campsites you'll find. It's one of the regulated campsites right near the Sandy Cape entrance. Heaps of shade, super flat, grassy. It is champagne camping. We managed to collect a bit of firewood before we got to camp. I think that's important. It means it leaves firewood around camp for others in emergency situations. And for us though, more importantly, means a cracking fire on a nice cool Tassie night. Boys, classic day of West Coast Tassie four-wheel driving.
You can't do bad when you're in West Coast of Tassie, if you ask me.
Well, but you can because of the weather.
But it's been so good.
Dude, we have smoked this weather. We've been
the
so
fingers.
lucky. We've been so lucky. You know what would be kind of just totally set this night off?
I know.
What?
You got me a beer right now. Because
No.
I'd be...
That's not what I was thinking at all,
Okay,
mate.
all right.
I was thinking if you cooked dinner. That would be fantastic.
Right, another good thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I actually have a plan. I've thought about it for a bit
No, you
now.
don't. You're just going to wing this right
No,
now, aren't you?
I've actually thought about it. I've sat down and had a little think while I was setting up camp today.
What are you making?
Okay, I'll ask you a question.
Yep.
You had a few beers. What do you feel like the most after a few beers at the pub?
I want a kebab. I want
Kebab? Kebab? That's what I'm cooking. Really? I'm just going to knock up a couple of kebabs in the bush.
In the bush.
You can't do kebabs out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You can, mate, I've got the whole
What sort of kebabs are they?
lamb sandwich kebabs. Oh. You watch this. You watch this.
Lamb sandwich.
Do it.
As per usual, I've pointed Sean at the kitchen.
With cheese.
It's his turn to cook, and he's got an easy but tasty recipe up his sleeve.
All right, now, when you promise something big at the campsite, you've got to deliver. So kebabs. Now, never cooked kebabs before at a campsite, but you're going to do the Australian version, of course. So what's the Australian version of kebab? It's a lamb sandwich. Like I always say, it's never just a plain old lamb sandwich. Got some butterflied lamb in here. What else we got in here? Grab some of that. This is a butterfly cut of meat, so it's already spread open, nice and thin, so it cooks a little bit quicker than a standard roast. What I'm going to do here is do my own marinade. You can buy them pre-marinated if you're looking for the lazy option. That's what I usually look for. In fact, we didn't have the marinated one there. So first things first. All right, we're going to get a bit of garlic. It's not muck around. Fair bit of garlic. I want to just wipe that all over.
What do you got here?
Mate, I'm making my own sort of marinade essentially. So what I'm doing is a bit of olive oil.
Yep.
Just putting those
Are you
straight
putting
in.
them on fire?
What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sear it first. So I'm going to put it on a barbecue plate, just to basically sear it, get all the flavours to stay in there, straight in the camp oven, garlic all over there, heaps of olive oil. I've got this one here called Moroccan spice. Now, Moroccan spice and lamb go together like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, slap your mama.
That's a fair bit. This is the real hot one, so don't go crazy.
Shiza.
Don't go crazy.
Yep, that's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be really hot,
What's with the
unfortunately.
onion? Do I need to cut that up?
So I've got garlic salt, and I'll just put garlic on, but what we're going to do now is take this to the fire. I'm just going to sear it. So pretty much what I want to do is just brown it off. So I've got a fair bit of heat there, so we can't leave it too long. All right, so about 2 minutes on each side. Be nice and brown, straight in the camp oven, 20 minutes. Ooh, that's a little bit hot. All right, too good. Now that's nicely browned. What I'm gonna do here is I've got a little red onion. So what I'm gonna do with the onion is I'm just gonna get the quarters of the onion. So I've got 4 little bits of onion, basically making a drevette. So I'm gonna get the bits of lamb straight on top of the onions, a bit of olive oil on it. Lid goes straight on. And then she's on the fire for about 20 minutes. Now, you don't want to go crazy. These are only pretty small cuts of meat, so I reckon at 25 minutes, maybe max. I want it nice and red still in the middle, so a nice medium rare sort of cook.
Red?
Yeah, do you want to cut that up?
Yeah.
Cut that up, open that up. This is going to be real easy actually. Doing a good job on that one, mate. Probably half again on that. Cheese is ready to go, that's good. Tzatziki. This is actually really easy. That's what I like about any type of camp meal. Just make it easy.
It's got to be easy. All right, mate. These are all cut up.
These are cut up.
Yep.
We might clean that barbecue plate of yours and put them on there, grill it up, cook these. Back in a second, and the kebabs will be served. I can smell this. I haven't even seen inside here. Look, it's still sizzling away. I'm going to sit this on the rock right here. Oh, have a go at that, mate. All right, I'm going to chuck that up here. That'll be all right. Look at that. Have a look at this, guys. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to chuck some of that. All right, what have we got? Tomato would be a good idea. Tomato would be good. In grain fridge, I think those ones are. They're just about perfect. You know they're nice and tender, super juicy. I can't even get the words out, I'm salivating so much. This is so juicy. I'm just touching the knife on there and it's just falling right the way through. Bush kebabs, guys, bush kebabs. You've got a bit of Turkish bread. We've got some butterfly lamb that we've cut up, we've marinated, put it in the camp oven. It's basically roast lamb. Yeah. Cut that up with some tzatziki. We've got some cucumber, tomatoes, a little bit of slap your mama sauce on there, bang. Is that all right?
Dude, that's savage.
There you go, folks. Get yourself a couple of beers, sit around the campfire first, knock those off, then make some bush kebabs.
Really, really good, mate.
You're going to have the best night of your life.
You've excelled. I'm going to go and retire to the old campfire.
Oh, yeah. Juice coming out everywhere. This is perfect.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power. King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Here we are at camp, waking up to the final day of our Tasmanian adventure. I can assure you, I'm planning on starting this day right, so I've cracked out the jaffle iron. Little known fact that the jaffles of a morning have become something of a tradition for the boys and I, but if you're going to do this with your mates, trust me on it, don't be the first person to use the jaffle iron because it takes about an hour for that thing to heat up, but once it's hot, the next lot only take about 5 minutes to cook. So these blokes, although they look like they're waiting, I actually wait the longest, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, that works.
And we all have hot chili in the morning, which is I think that just shows how manly we are, really. How many people just have stinking hot chili first thing in the morning?
Whinge about it for most of the day.
Yeah, we will. It burns my mouth and I don't really like it, but it's what we do.
That's what we do. Can you hurry up, mate?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's time to get packed up because today we're taking on the Balfour and finally making our way out to Sandy Cape to finish up. If the Balfour is anything like previous visits, then this could be quite a serious day ahead.
Well, boys, see this black sort of tanniny water and the sandy sort of tracks? It only means one thing.
What does it mean, brother?
It means we're going to Sandy Cape via the Balfour. I reckon as far as iconic tracks in Australia go, these would be two of the most iconics ever.
I haven't done either one, mate, so absolutely frothing.
Yeah, boys, we might have to have a quick stop, put your boardies on, maybe even put a mask and snorkel on your face because some of these water holes are pretty deep.
I've only got my Speedos.
Right, Stu, you stay in your car, mate, we'll do the recoveries.
Now, the Balfour has become famous for its massive, long, deep water sections.
Oh, there's already water coming in my feet. It's a nice little deep crossing. How good's that? First one, tick. Got about 27 of these to go. How good's a Balfour?
For the most part, they haven't got too bad a base, but there's 3 or 4 that are very long and very boggy. More than one, actually. More than dozens of 4-wheel drives have been swamped out here on the Balfour.
Yeah, that's good. Plenty of grip, boys. You'll be able to come on through easy.
This section's not overly deep and it's got a really nice firm base. Now you can tell that by the way in which the 4-wheel drives are bouncing up and down on the rocks under the tyres. That's a good thing. We don't want to get stuck just yet.
Just made it through that one, I think. Whoa, that was a big rock.
Then, see if this thing can dog pedal.
Dog paddle indeed, Stu. Come on through, mate.
Yes. Bit of a splash.
Well done, buddy. Good drive. Suddenly, the poor old camera car's gone down and needs recovering.
Bogged.
Got a situation where we've got a couple of vehicles bogged. Camera car's gone down to his axles. Barney's come in to try and rescue the camera car down to his axles. So I suppose one of the beauties of travelling convoy is you've got a few vehicles to winch from. So we're going to use Barney's as an anchor point. We figure it's nice and stuck as it is. Winch the 80 straight out, and when he's free, we're going to winch the Legend X truck straight onto mine and get everyone out, and should hopefully work.
Looks like someone else might need recovering as well.
So soft. Whoa.
Oh,
It's just look at that. You can't even see my footprint. Like it's just this is what we're dealing with here. You just got little bits that are just so deep. I need a winch.
Pretty straightforward sort of a recovery there with Barney acting as the anchor vehicle. And of course, the camera car didn't go down too badly, so popped up and out quite easily. The camera car is back in the game, but up ahead, we've got a huge waterlogged section to get through.
We found ourselves what we consider to be something of a beeline through here. I think he's got I'm going to say a 50-50 chance of getting through this. If not, the bonus of this is that he's not going to get water. It's not going to flood the truck. So we're going to send him through first. If he makes it, he can effect a recovery on all of us. See how we go. He might even clear a channel, because sometimes the first one through clears a bit of a channel and we can all get through, but I'll call him through. Oh!
Righto, Shauno. Let's do this, mate.
Yes, come on. All right, made it this far.
Keep going, mate. Give it all you got. Keep going.
Yeah, baby, I'm through.
Yeah! Come on through after you, mate.
Momentum really is critical here. It's not as bad as we first thought, but if you were to stop, ain't no way you get going again. You gotta keep going. Momentum.
There we come. Hit the revs up.
I often mention the third car rule and say that it's a negative, but in this instance, I'm going to say it's a positive, and the reason being that Shauno and Barney have both made a track through there now, and for me, all I got to do, just keep me boot into it, I'll make it through, no problem.
That's a good rally, mate.
There was no skill level there. That was just me.
Righto, Stew Dog, you know what to do, mate. Bring it on through.
Go.
Woo!
Chucking mud.
You got mud everywhere.
Chucking mud.
With everyone through that boggy section, we're pretty soon back into deep water crossings.
Oh, horrible noise. I've got a rock just in my brakes at the moment. Hoping that this water crossing might be able to wash him out.
It was just about then that Shauno noticed he's got some problems.
That's on nice and tight, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, mate, that's all it's got.
You can see that actually worked. I can't believe it. I noticed that all my lights started coming on the dash, and that usually means the alternator is buggered. And at the exact same time, I heard a little strange noise. So I got out, Barney jumped on the side to listen to it. I think it's coming from the engine bay. We had a quick look, and all the belts around my alternator were all loose. They were really loose. You could actually just take them straight off. And then we noticed that the bolt had actually rattled out of the little adjustment that holds the alternator taut, and the bottom one actually snapped off clean in the alternator. So my alternator was just basically hanging there with a couple of belts on it. And I really thought that was the end of it for me, because I need those belts to run the fan. And then Stu, he had one good idea the whole trip, and luckily it was this one. He said, why don't you use a ratchet strap? And I was like, that can't work, can it?
Of course it can. Yeah,
Of course it can. It does. It's actually better than factory. It's holding that alternator so tight. The belts are both on there. The alternator's actually charging. We're good to go.
Lucky.
Nice work.
Well done, Stu.
Well done, team. That's one of the craziest bush mechanic fixes I've seen. All right, must be getting towards one of the last water crossings on the Balfour, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. What's the plan from here? Do you want to call it quits, or I wouldn't mind just heading down the beach?
Oh, mate, you can't come this far and not see Sandy Cape. It's sensational, mate. Have a look at this big mud patch in front of me. I'm pretty glad that I've got a good set of rubber on the Sooty the 80 here, because a good set of rubber will certainly mean the difference between me getting bogged right at the start and making it through. One of the things you'll notice with these general grabbers is they're quite an aggressive mud tyre, and it flicks a lot of mud out of the tread blocks, which is great news. That's exactly what you want in a mud tyre. You want it to be flicking mud out, because the more it clears that mud out of the tread, it means you've got more rubber in contact with the ground and a heck of a lot more traction. Look at that, just making it look easy.
Everyone has their eye on the bloke in front and doing as they do. And we're making a lot of progress down this track. But the further we go, the deeper these things are getting.
Here we go again, boys. No shortage of these big sort of deep canals on the Balfour track.
Mate, if you keep using that machine as a plough, we'll get through pretty easy.
I'll tell you what, it's always quite comforting when you go in and you don't get bogged and you just feel nice rocks underneath the tyres.
Look at the waves in front of me. It's a submarine.
It's a darn washing machine back here for me. That's like a waterfall in front of me.
Oh, that's cool. That was so deep, that one.
However, with our minds on getting to the coast and onto the beach, we've managed to push on through without any more recoveries or mechanical issues. Sandy Cape has got to be one of the wildest and most remote beaches in Australia. It's windswept, big tides, rocky outcrops. There's actually a lot of wildlife through here, and it's not uncommon to see wombats and kangaroos right down on the beach line.
Here we go, boys, onto the beach.
Always a good feeling, I reckon, mate, to get down onto the beach. It's probably one of my favourite substances to drive on.
Yeah, you like this one too, mate. See those big dunes up ahead? We go all the way down there and right around this big, huge bay. A really cool beach run.
Tell you what, it's going to be a lot drier and a lot safer than in those bog holes today, mate.
It's got to be one of my favourite beaches in the whole of the country.
Yep, it's got to be one of the better beach runs you can do, I reckon.
It's a long beach, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes for quite some time and then curves around a bay right out to Sandy Cape.
What can we expect at the end, mate? What's out there for us?
A few sand dunes, a few tight little beach tracks, and then it takes us out to a lighthouse.
Look at that. You've really got to keep an eye on tides down here. You can get trapped between headlands and just not be able to go forward or back. Then, of course, there's the infamous Sandy Cape sinking sand. Really soft sand that can actually suck your vehicle down, and many have been lost around here.
Hey mate,
And just then, Barney comes across the UHF. He's gone berserker.
What's wrong?
I'm bogged on the beach and need some help.
You're bogged, are you, mate?
Yes.
All right, mate, I'll turn around.
Barney, what have you done?
Oh,
What's this?
Just going in circles for a bit, see what I can do.
Trying to turn around.
Oh, yep, not really.
Okay. Well, let's grab some max tracks and just get you out of here, eh?
All right, thanks,
Done.
fellas.
Pass it down, mate. Nice one. One of the cool things I like about max tracks is the different colours. You can get camo, black. We did a pink run for breast cancer a while back. A lot of the girls had pink max tracks,
Yep.
which is kind of cool.
I like these.
I put an order in of pink ones for you, mate, but they didn't arrive.
This is a real straightforward max tracks recovery, but of course, like anything, preparation is key. You can see us digging sand out from behind the tyres here so that we can get those max tracks right in under the treads.
See how that goes.
All right, we ready?
Good luck.
And then It's just up to Barney to idle his way out and keep going so he doesn't stop back on the soft stuff.
Berserker Barney.
See what, I never get tired of these beach runs, and especially Sandy Cape. I've got to rate it as one of the best beach runs in Australia. Now, day's getting a little bit on. Hopefully we'll pull up and see what to do next. Maybe get a campsite. Who knows? It's been such a good trip. I tell you what, the boys, it's going to be hard getting them off this beach.
And soon enough, we've gone far enough, and it's time to draw a line under this adventure.
Yoo-hoo! Mate, one of the best beaches in Australia.
I tell you what.
You couldn't swim here, but what it lacks in swimming ability,
You don't want to be a good swimmer.
it makes up in four-wheel drive
I
ability.
tell you what, Tasmania, we've been from the south to the north, all across Tasmania now.
Yeah.
And this part of the coast right here is absolutely stunning. You've got the lighthouse down, you've got cracking campsites. What I like about those campsites is they're grassed.
Yeah.
On the beach!
And they're out of the wind.
Out of the wind,
Yeah.
absolutely superb.
Oh, the price gets me though.
Oh, they're super expensive.
$3 per person per night. How do you get away with that?
And you might see a devil. Or a spotted cat, or whatever they call them down here. Folks, Tasmania, it just blows me away every time we get down here, and if you haven't got it on your bucket list, you just have to put it on there. Get down to this beach, go all the way down to the lighthouse. You can spend a week down here.
Easy.
Easily a week
Easy.
down here. As for us, we've still got a bit of time. You going to make it to the lighthouse, mate?
Well, more if you
More
go.
about money. That's right. Lighthouse is what we're going to go and see.
Yep.
You might catch us down there. We might still be there having a beer. You might not, but you might catch us.
Forward of action, baby.
Oh, I stressed them out, but they still got it. See you
Put
guys.
him on the spot.
If you're after a next level 12 volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12 volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring it at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure Kings battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level, super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure Kings 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your fire would last longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the Premium Camp Oven Stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too. You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure Kings MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.